So you're new to Dead by Daylight, or just new to playing Survivor on DBD and have no perks, no survivors unlocked, just have no idea what perks to use as a new Survivor player. That's okay. Everyone starts off somewhere, and keeping that in mind, I decided to make a build for new survivors with perks that are accessible to everyone. This is a build that consists solely of 4 universal perks, and in my opinion, some of the best perks to run if you have no survivor-specific perks. This build offers great information within the trial and is really helpful for solo queuing as a new survivor and to learn the lay of the land. The first perk in this build is called Deja Vu. It's a really good perk. It allows you to see 3 generators in the trial at all times. It'll show you the closest ones in proximity to each other. It also gives you a 6% repair speed bonus. That's really good if like you're just doing gens alone and you want to go do a gen, have a little bit of extra speed while doing it. The next perk in the build is called Kindred, which is really good for solo queuing. This perk allows you to see the killer when they're in close proximity to someone who is hooked, and when you're hooked, it allows your teammates to see the killer in the proximity of your hook as well. When you're hooked, it allows the survivors to see each other, and when somebody else is hooked, it allows you to see all the other survivors. It's really good. Third, we have Dark Sense. I like Dark Sense because whenever a generator is completed, this perk highlights the killer whenever they come in close proximity to you. I think it's like 24 meters. And it lasts 10 seconds and it can reactivate for the entire trial as long as generators are being done. I think it's really good for information on seeing where the killer is, and if you have no idea where the killer is and nobody's being chased and he comes close to you, the killer will be highlighted, and I just think that's really good like information for a new player. The final perk I chose in this build was Will Make It, and I think it's really good for new players. This perk allows you to heal someone at double the speed after you've unhooked them. Not only does it increase healing speed, but you have increased healing speed on other survivors for the next 90 seconds when it's at max rank. This really comes in handy when the killer's doing something else and you and your team need to heal up and get back to doing generators. It just allows for like faster healing for the next 90 seconds. It's really good. So I took down some honorable mentions of perks that I would include in the build. They are universal perks as well. They're really good. I just feel like you get more value out of the perks I listed, but you can definitely throw these in and try them and see what you like. The first honorable mention being Resilience. This gives you a 9% additional speed on every interactable while you're injured. It's really good if you get injured and the killer leaves you alone and you need to go do a gen. This does stack with Deja Vu, so you will get 15% generator speed with the 6% from Deja Vu. I like it. I run this in some of my main builds, but I do feel like it's a little bit more advanced for the new player because once you get injured, you will be chased out, and if you can't escape from the killer, then it really has no value. The second honorable mention I took down was Hope. Hope is really good once the exit gates are powered, but before all the generators are done, you really get no value out of this perk because it doesn't activate until the exit gates are powered. So all it does is give you a 7% movement speed at the end of the trial, and I think it's really good for running away from the killer or trying to get to that door. It does give you like a really big advantage if you do get to that end game. The last perk I took down for my honorable mentions is Lightweight. I think Lightweight is really good for making you a lot harder to track by a new killer as a new player. It makes your scratch marks stay 5 seconds less long, and it makes your track marks very inconsistent for the killer to find. So if you're like running around everywhere, it'll be hard for the killer to track and pinpoint exactly where you are. Altogether, I think having a good perk build that you like is extremely important to having a decent game on Dead by Daylight, and that can become extremely hard if you have little to no perks or little to no survivors unlocked. So yeah, I definitely say test out these perks if you're new, see which ones you like the best. If you're a survivor who also plays and think these perks can be updated or made a little bit better, go ahead and share it in the comments and let me know what you think would be just better for new survivors, or whatever you would change about the build. I'm sure new survivors would love to see that as well because it's all about learning and helping each other. So yeah, I'd just like to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my content and learn something or help someone. I really appreciate it, and I'm really sure the people that are trying to learn the game really appreciate it as well. So that's all for this video. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.